So, why don't you, well, like you said, you'd leave if the opportunity presented itself. Obviously, it'd be with solar panels, right?
I mean, not necessarily. I would probably say if something like I've always wanted to get into the weed game, but like legally,
Like
like
a dispensary.
yeah, like like maybe like not run a shop, but more like I want to get into like actually like becoming into the growing business of it, because like
Oh, okay, I feel
you
you.
know what I'm saying? Because
Mm.
I've always been into like marijuana. I've always loved. Since a kid I've always smoked.
Mm.
So like I actually fell in love with the actual like the plant of it.
I know my cousin, he
So
had
like
his business going
yeah,
that just was
so like it's cool.
successful.
Like like selling weed is cool because like it's not only just oh I'm smoking bud like I'm cool. It actually me actually selling weed, I don't just sell to people that just smoke weed. Like there's actually people that really need it for different
Exactly.
things. And
I have
me growing,
epilepsy, bro,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I can't. I need to smoke when I wake up in the morning because it slows my brain
no,
down.
yeah,
You know what I'm
everybody
saying?
has their their thing that they need it for. So like me growing up, I always fell in love with the plant, and
Mm.
like so. Once that, I was like, I've always wanted to try to like get into the growing business.
Mm.
Like that would be great because I don't know if you're familiar with a rapper named Burner, but like he's
Mm.
like, the brand Cookies.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Well,
cookies.
he's like the owner of it, founder of it, but he raps also too.
For
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
real?
So
Damn.
like he started off as a rapper doing music, but then he started branching off into the weed game, and he fucking blew up with
Took
Cookies.
over.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Weed
cookies is
Cookies is
balling.
all over. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, he kind of was always an inspiration to me growing up because I always would listen to his music, and he would always talk about smoking weed. Just
Mm.
always bud, bud, bud.
Mm.
So like, I'm like, wow, like. Then I seen how big he got with this cookies thing, and I'm like, wow, I'm not saying you're probably gonna get as big as him, but like you just never know with this weed game now because it's so legal now that they can't really do nothing when you're out here really
The
doing
dude who I
everything.
was
Yeah,
watching was Wiz Khalifa. I
yeah,
was
yeah.
watching
Wiz
Wiz Khalifa
Khalifa, yeah,
go
he's
crazy.
OG too, and like long story short, like I always wanted to jump into that. That would
Mm.
be cool because that's like I like to smoke bud. That's a hobby of mine. So
And
like
we all,
you know what
you
I'm
know what I'm
saying?
saying?
So and it's like it's cool, it's legal,
Mm.
it's good for you. So like I always wanted to jump into that. Other than
Okay.
solar panels, but solar panels, I would definitely come out here. I actually do come out here a lot for work.
Mm.
So like sometimes like we'll meet up at the warehouse, and then we have a lot of jobs out here. A lot of people, a lot of clients come out here and like to buy solar out here.
Do you have an idea of how you get your weed business started?
Well, eventually you can't just grow weed, and
Yeah,
just sell it your whole life. Obviously, you have to get
license.
papers and license and all that good stuff. So what I was reading was is that just to get your license, like to grow weed, I think it's like 5,000. It's around that. Like
Damn.
it's a lot of money. It takes a lot of money to get these licenses, but I heard once you get these licenses, you're allowed to do a lot more with
Oh
it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So that's how you're gonna make your money,
Once you
obviously.
start distributing your weed to different dispensaries,
Oh
bro,
yeah,
oh my god.
you're
And the weed we just smoked, man, that shit was fire.
no,
So you
yeah,
know what
and
I'm
like we
saying?
grow that, like so, like, and that's just imagine if we were to have like a legit thing,
Business, you know
like
what I'm saying?
it
With
could,
workers, you know what I'm saying?
people that are like,
Committed, you know what I'm
yes,
saying?
you know what I'm saying.
Mm.
So you could eventually do that, but like like I was saying, it all comes down to having good credit. You gotta obviously know people because you can't just do everything on
Jump
your
into
own.
something and think
Like
you're gonna work. Yeah.
yeah, especially the weed game. You always want to know other people that are really into the weed game too, because the weed game it's hard because
Mm.
a lot of people are doing it now. So
Mm.
like you've got to know people, and then third, I feel like a lot of people try to like grow it or do their weed thing, but they don't even smoke bud themselves.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
like you don't even know if your stuff's good or not. You know
I
what I'm
come
saying?
across my manager at Outback Steakhouse. She owned the spot, but she didn't smoke at all. I'm like, I bet that shit is disgusting. You
No,
don't know
yeah,
what the
a
fuck you're
lot of people,
smoking.
a lot of these growers nowadays, they don't even smoke, but they just like they put all their money
Try to be
into
like
it.
professional and
Yeah,
shit. I
yeah,
dig
yeah.
it. I dig it, but
Because it's legal now,
you
so
know,
it is a way of money. Like that, it's the future. So like basically, like I always wanted to jump into that. So what I would do would basically just try to get like a good loan,
mm,
and buy like a nice little like spot that you could have a dispensary, maybe,
yeah.
and have it legit though, so cops can't come in there and take it down,
There are spots all over LA, downtown LA, all over the place that are just
like
empty. They can just use a medical shop.
Yeah,
Boom, right there.
you know what I'm saying? Once you're legit, I mean, they can't really do nothing, you know? And like, but the main thing is now you got to fill your shop up with the buds, you know? So you, like, that's where it comes
That's
in
another
with
thing
people,
I've seen.
You know?
I have homies who have gotten to the step where they got the weed and they got the shop and they're good, but they don't have enough. That motherfucker is empty and nobody's coming in because nobody knows about them. They can't get on weed masks. They don't got the fucking money.
Exactly.
So it's a plan.
It's definitely a big difference out here. And like I said, just growing up, it's, you know, it's a big thing out here too. You know, I feel like growing up out here is just, you learn how to grow up faster out here than compared to over there. I feel like over there you're still playing with toys. In the Empire? Yeah, you know, in the Empire you're still playing with toys as a youngin, and over here you're playing with fucking real toys. You know, so like
it's crazy. Like that's what I'm saying. I have a lot of respect for my stepbrother because, you know, he's still fighting strong, and you know the system is fucked up, man. It's set up to set you up for disaster.
Yeah, they don't want you to succeed.
No,
once you becoming like a little target in the system,
it's ugly.
It's ugly.
It's ugly.
Especially at a young age. When I remember growing up and always going in and out of juvenile hall, I didn't realize that it's like a system like that where they want to see you fail. You know,
I remember like the emotion, like there was no emotion on these people's faces whatsoever. You go in there, you talk to your attorney, and you try to see like what's the deal. They're just like they want to go home. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm 25, 26. Like I can see that shit. Like y'all just want to clock in and clock out. Like what the fuck?
And I'm sitting there like I don't even know what these words mean. You know?
Like shit. Like,
and I'm trying to ask them, and they're just like you said, they're just trying to go home.
Exactly.
Like especially me, young. Like I didn't realize that they just don't care. It's a trap. You know. I always say like the system is just a trap. Once they put you on probation, parole, or whatever you're on,
just got your eye. They got you every time you fuck up.
Any little thing, and that's how you just never get out of it. You know, like and sometimes people actually do. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes people do actually need that because sometimes some of these people just don't learn. You know, some people just don't learn, unfortunately. But like,
you gotta wait, just you know, just a little bit. I mean, I don't like it how they have motherfuckers who are like 17 years old being tried as adults.
No, yeah, and that's for instance, thank God, I never got those type of big cases. I always would get a lot of months, but I would never get like time where I was getting years. You know, so like. There's been times where like I would do like 8 months, you know, you know, and they would be like, look, so this is your last chance, you know, or you're gonna, you know, have to go with the big dogs, you know, and like that's when I was like, okay, like I gotta really just stop fucking around, like just take life serious, you know, like this can't be happening forever, you know.
That was always my big thing. They'd always tell me like, we're either gonna give you 6 months in YA or we're gonna try to give you 6 months on house arrest. And,
the most I ever did was 8 months, and that shit just felt like fucking years. You know, so I could only imagine the homies that were in there.
You know what I'm saying?
Doing time, and I would be in there meeting fools that were 14, 15, and I'm in there 17, 16. You know, already been here a few times, already done it all. You know. They're barely coming here for their first time, and
it's kind of like, damn.
and you know, they're getting 10 years. You know, and I'm sitting there like, damn, like, and I'm complaining. You know,
you're blessed.
Yeah, you know, I'm blessed. You know, and they're probably still in there doing time. You know, I just turned 25. Juvenile life is till you're 25 years old. So there's been times where like I have gotten that threat. You know, this could happen. You know, and so like I'm blessed to say, you know, I never got into that hole where I just was like, you know what, I can't get out of it now, you know. So I had to wake up very, very fast. And so once I did that, like, you know, I've been to county twice, but I didn't do no crazy time, you know. So I don't really consider it like, oh, I've been to the county, you know what I'm saying? So like a lot of people are out here like, I feel like a lot of people we grew up with, they're starting to like, oh, I'm Mr. This, I'm Mr. That, like, and like people like you, for instance, are the best people to talk to about this because you were really there when we were really doing our shit, you know? Like, you grew up and you saw it all, you know?
And none of them was no thugger bullshit.
You know, now none of these other guys, now all of a sudden they're, like you said, thugger now. Like, bro, you were not there when we were out here really doing our shit, you know? So, like, I laugh now and I'm just like, bro, cut it out, bro. Like, you guys aren't really doing nothing, you know? Like, you guys all of a sudden want to play the part, you know?
Exactly.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
And it's stupid. Like, it's like, what the fuck do you have to gain? Because as far as I'm concerned, females our age, or at least smart ones, it's kind of hard to find. I think that shit is dumb as fuck.
No, yeah.
And it's like, bro, what you doing it for? Your homies? Are you gay? Like, what are you trying to do, bro? Because this shit is not worth it.
And that was the thing I had to learn fast. I didn't really realize growing up, like, okay, like, your homies aren't gonna be there for you forever, you know. Like me growing up, I was like, you know, I was always down for my homies. That's always one thing about me. Like growing up, like I'm down for mine, you know. So like I would always trip out. Like me growing up when I was really going through shit, like nobody was there, you know. Not even like a. And what I mean by there, like they don't even hit me up like, hey, what's up, my boy? Like you good? Like, hey, you solid? Like, hey,
and that be the small shit you look out for is great because you know you hear about that shit from your parents and you know other people. And it's like, damn, I wish I had that shit.
No, you know exactly. So you know like me growing up, like especially when I would get locked up, like I would always be like, damn, like where my homies at? Like you know
where they at? I can't find them. I remember one time I got locked up with my stepbrother. I mean, me and my stepbrother, we. But we was getting ready to go to Los Padrinos together. We got put in the holding cell together. We were sitting in that motherfucking bullshit the whole time, sitting there dancing around with the motherfucking police officer bullshit. But the people who I actually, you know, was fucking with at Wilson, they were nowhere to be found.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm up in that motherfucker like, all right, it's cool. I got my stepbrother, but at the same time, it's like.
Exactly.
What am I supposed to do?
And I feel like a lot of these fools that are trying to be like that now, like they don't realize like none of these fools are.
It's played out, bro. Like, they don't got your back.
Trying to join a gang at 25. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, really, like. I didn't see you when we were in there.
You obviously just met them niggas.
Yeah,
you don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember we were young doing all this shit, being involved in this crazy shit. You know, and like. That's why I'm just like, bro, I don't remember ever seeing you guys.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just trip out how this, like, is social media shit plays out now because it got a lot of people twisted in their head.
Exactly.
You know? Like, they try to portray a lifestyle that they're not really about. And I'm just like, bro, like, and me, I, like, didn't, like, jump into this lifestyle. I was born into this lifestyle. You know, my family's all from neighborhoods, you know? So, like, it's not like, oh, I fucking just grew up in some mansion and, you know, and like I fucking got my ass fucking fed and, you know, like everybody did everything for me. Like, you know, I grew up tough, you know, so like I had a great childhood though, you know, I can't sit here and say like, oh, I fucking didn't get toys for Christmas or, you know, like I didn't have clothes on my back or a roof over my head. Like I had all that, you know.
The influence was still real.
But the influence that we all grew up around was that was very tough, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? So like, but as an IE baby, like I can say that I am blessed because, like I said, if I would have grew up over here in LA, I probably would be dead or in prison. You know, like definitely because out here I definitely would have got into more. Bullshit.
I'm a dumbass, so I'd imagine I wouldn't be surprised if I'd be dead or in prison.
Yeah, you know, like out here, out here they don't play games. You know, like that's the thing over there in the IE we don't play games either. But I feel like. Over here, it's just one and done. You can be, you know, just
back and forth.
Yeah,
back and forth.
You know, like over there, I feel like people think about it for a second. You know what I'm saying? People over there, they'll think about it for a second. But you have your fools out there, you know, your little youngsters out there, you know, that are hotheads. You know, I used to be a hothead, you know.
Like we called it back in the day. We call it friendlies.
No, you know, like
real shit like that.
Man, we were always fighting. You know what I'm saying? So like that was just our thing. You know, I feel like growing up, we were all just, you know, being men. You know, little young men. You know, fucking just doing our shit. You know, so like I feel like. Now I feel like the generation is real soft, you know, like everyone wants to be fucking babied and shit, you know, so like it's not like how it used to be. Like
the grind isn't the same. Yeah, niggas don't know how to do it.
People want handouts now.
And it's crazy how much they glorify motherfuckers getting money from their girlfriend, you know, borrowing their car. Because I hear motherfuckers all the time talking about, I'll get her car, it's all good, I'll drive her car, she'll give me the money, she'll give me the money. It's like, yo, you're cool with that?
Yeah, and I was gonna say, even the guy itself, like, damn, fool, like, you're cool with just flexing like that, like, my boy, like, you should want to pull up in your own shit, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Your own money.
And I'd rather, to be honest with you, I don't know how other people might stand on it, but I'd rather walk around with nothing, you know, with some Converse, some pants, and a shirt,
Of course.
and have no money than walk around with, you know, the Rollie and, you know, the Louis Vuitton, and I ain't got no money.
But
no
you don't got no crib or nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I'm living home.
That's one thing I always never like. But laugh at fools. I'm like, bro, like you got all the nice clothes, all the nice shoes, all the nice cars, but you don't really got shit though. Like you just got that. You know what I'm saying? Like if we really want to talk about like really having shit in life, like you have no ass.
Becoming a man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, and that's the thing with the whole social media. People get confused, bro, and they try to live this lifestyle that they're not living, you know, and like people get caught up with that, and like I always laugh at people because like, I'm like, bro, I really know you, like. You don't have that, bro. Or you're not doing that.
That's the thing. Like, see, I left. I bounced around. I didn't get out here. That's why I know this side so much, is because it's where I spent most of my time. Yeah, of course. But as a kid, to hear that we got motherfuckers that are trying to, you know, do their thing at 25 years old and get involved in this shit, it's like, I want to tell you guys right now, y'all are some pussies. Whoever y'all are, if you've met me before and y'all know that you've been on that bullshit, y'all some bitches.
No, yeah, straight up. Nah, for real. Like, that's why I laugh, because, like, people just really think they're about it. And I'm just like, bro, you have no clue. No clue. You know? Like, but we'll let you have your little 7 seconds of fame.
We gonna pull up. I want you to go hit a lick with me. What's the deal? You're going to be sitting there like, all right, for sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, come on, bro. Like, nah, yeah. I just laugh now because, like, me, I'm just like, I have nothing to prove. I already proved my shit in these streets. Like, you know, my name's Crooks for a reason, you know? So, like, my name just speaks for itself. I obviously had to do a lot of things that I'm not proud of, but, you know, I did them, you know? And or do I regret them? No, I don't regret them, because it wouldn't make me the man that I am now.
Exactly.
You obviously learn from what you do, and you either learn the bad or the good of it, you know? So, you know, like I said, I had a rough little, you know, growing up as a young adult. It was very rough for me. I wouldn't say it's normal as other young adults have, you know? So me growing up like that, it just made me who I am now. And just now, like I said, I don't fucking have nothing to prove to nobody, you know? Like, everybody knows what I'm about, and I just keep it like that. You know, I'm in the way, but I'm out the way. That's the way I always say, you know? Like, that's what I do. Like, if you hear about me, they're like, oh, that fool Crooks always, you know, always did his shit, you know, like that fool Crooks always get his money. Like, that's just what I'm about, you know? And like me, like, I just been to jail so much in juvenile hall when I was a kid. Like, I already know, like, especially as an adult, like, they ain't no, oh, I'm gonna go do 8 months, I'll be back, my boy. You know, like, yo,
if anything out here, they use motherfuckers with clean records to take the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They get motherfuckers who want to join the game at 25 years old. Your record is clean. You better take this case, nigga.
Exactly. No, yeah, exactly. So
that's when they realize they caught up in some shit.
No, yeah, exactly. So me, like I said, I just, you know, learned. So now you know, like I said, just selling the weed, work. That's just what I usually do. So
I feel you.
Yeah, I just try to stay out the way, man. You know, like it's not worth it, bro. Like,
I fuck with
especially me growing up into this shit. Like, I seen all my family, you know, fuck up. So like, I just don't want to do the same. You know, I want to do better. You know, and there's nothing wrong with doing better. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
A lot of these fools think like, oh, like, well, my family's like this. Like, I'm gonna be just like them too. If not, I'm a pussy, or like I'm a bitch. You know, like. There's nothing wrong with getting your money.
Sometimes, though, it could be switched. Your family could be, you know, real humbling and real there for you.
Exactly.
And sometimes your parents can be, like, distant, and you don't know what the hell to do. Yeah. And the problem with that is that, you know, you don't really have that reassurance that you are still capable of getting some shit done. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And when you're out here in LA, it's fast. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has enough time to focus on themselves and do their own thing. So as soon as we can get people to understand that they can do what they think is impossible, especially when they're getting out the pen, when they're getting out of juvenile hall. The youngsters, man, you're 16. It's a tender age.
Yeah, you know,
16.
That's when you're becoming,
old,
you know, a grown man.
Trying to figure out who the hell you are.
You know, you're about to be 18, so you're about to be starting to become a young man. You know, so like, I remember being young and still trying to like, okay, like, all right, like, what am I gonna do with my life? Am I always gonna be in and out the halls? Like, you know, like, I don't want to be doing this forever. You know? And like, so once I grew up out of that, like, I was like, okay, like, I need to work. You know, like, I need to do something. Like, cause it's either you're down for the hood all the way, or
what the fuck are you doing?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. So like me, I was like, you know what? Like I gotta figure it out, you know? So like I was like just took the right path, and ever since then I just been on that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I just as long as we can get everybody to kind of encourage people to do the right thing and to tell them like, yo, I know you fucked up.
Yeah.
I know this is what you did, but I'm gonna try to look past that shit.
I know, yeah.
Despite if you're black, despite if you're Mexican, despite if you're Asian.
Of course.
I don't give a fuck. This is 2024. We're gonna move forward.
Yeah, you know of course. And that's the thing about people nowadays, they can't look past that sometimes, you know? Like they live in the old ways, you know?
And it's understandable. It is, but it kills you when it's like it's not even your family. No, it's only because you grew up in that area. Yeah. That's when it's like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. For what, bro?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's cool to see the people, you know, come together and like really like spread positivity, because obviously like that's what we're supposed to do. You know, we're out here killing each other. Like the world is just getting worse and worse, bro.
Exactly. David, I just want to thank you one more time for coming on.
Of course.
You being here means the world to me. Being able to see you after what? It's been like 15 years since I've seen this man.
No, yeah, it's been a minute.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to thank you guys one more time for tuning in. You watching this video is everything. Your support is everything. And I promise, each episode we're gonna keep getting better and better.
It all starts somewhere, man.
Somewhere, you know what I'm saying?
And like that's why I came to support you, man, because you know, without your homies, bro, like it doesn't. I feel like when you see that your homies are supporting you, it gets you going more.
Thank you,
no, and that's why, you know, like I always like I seen you doing. I was like, you know, hell yeah, I'll come out here and talk. You know, why not? You know, so like I said, I feel like when you see that your homies are like supporting you, it makes you want to just keep going.
Makes me want to keep going.
Man. No, yeah, and like you said, it's just gonna get better and better. You know, you gotta start somewhere. You know, so
thank you.
I appreciate you for having me, bro. No, yeah, real shit, and just letting me just talk, you know, like just letting us, you know, talk.
That's what this show is about, man. We just want to come over here. We want to talk. We want to be 100.
Chop it up, you know.
Leave the bullshit in the past.
Exactly. Exactly. Just spread positivity, man. So just keep going, bro.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah.
All right, y'all. Take care.